Good evening. We would like to go ahead and call the January 10th meeting of the Jackson County Board of Education to order. This is our first meeting of 2022. We're all present, and I'd like to thank everyone for their attendance. Our first item on the agenda is going to be our Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone would go ahead and stand. We have three special students, Keelan Sheffield, Caleb Starnes, and Avery Elrod from West Jackson Middle School. We certainly appreciate three of God's precious angels leading us in the pledge. Our next item of business is approval of our minutes. We have all members have seen the minutes from our December 13th, 2021 meeting. Are there any corrections or additions? Hear none. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the December 13th meeting? So I have a motion and a second. All in favor? It's unanimous. Next item is approval of our agenda. We had a work session on Thursday. All members have had an opportunity to review the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve? So moved. So I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor of approval of the agenda as written? Aye. It's unanimous. I would like to take one opportunity. I know we are on a tight time frame. Someone tells me there's a game tonight, but we won't miss it. I did want to state that I have decided not to seek re-election for my post. So as my term expires at the end of this year, I will not seek re-election. But as my fellow members on the board know, I am going to seek State House District 31. Mr. Benton has decided not to seek re-election, so I did want to go ahead and get that out there, so if there was someone considering running for this position, they would have ample time. I appreciate the opportunity to say that, and we'll go ahead and get on with our business, because there is business later tonight.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Clarsey, and the other members of our board. I want to say a very special thank you to Mr. Clarsey for his leadership and his continued leadership. And I know he still has several months ahead, and we're grateful for all that he has done on behalf of the really entire Jackson County School District and community. So it's with great pleasure that each event, each time we have one of our board meetings, we get to highlight the happenings at various schools. And so for many years, our board was excited about traveling to schools to be able to see what was going on. In light of recent COVID conditions, we've brought ourselves back, and our schools have been kind enough and come to present here. So tonight, we get some highlights from West Jackson Middle School. And Dr. Conway, as your team is coming forward, I'm going to tell this group how impressed I am with your technology abilities. And you've introduced me to a new technology, and I'm going to try to pull it off, and I think I can do it. So we are delighted that you are here, and I'll let you do a little bit of introduction and then tell us the highlights at West Jackson Middle.
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you for letting us present to you tonight. We know that there is an important something or other. You know, I'm from Nebraska, but I'm a double dog too. So, but we are just excited to be here. And we are going to be pretty short and sweet tonight, but we always would love to have you. Like, if you ever have any questions or you want to see, we have a pretty amazing little school and full of amazing kids, and we absolutely would love to have you. I also have, because I mean, these are my people, right? It's a teamwork here, effort for sure, and they keep me accountable. But I have, this is Brad Hillman. Hey. And this is Jarrell McMenemy, and they're really going to present our little findings with you tonight.
All right, so talk before the video? Yeah. Okay. So we have ELT this year, 3 days a week, 30 minutes, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And one of our most successful programs that we've started this year during ELT is called the Georgia Numeracy Project. And Dr. Warwick came and she trained 4 of our math teachers, including myself, in Georgia Numeracy Project. So we did it the second 9 weeks. And we had 21 students, and it was remarkable. In 9 weeks, those children had amazing map growth at our school, which we value very greatly to see that growth. But more importantly, they felt like they learned math, made them more confident in their classroom. They enjoyed it. They had fun working together and playing the games and the activities. They really didn't even feel like they were learning math when they were really learning. Our average map growth for those kids was 11 points in a year. We would like them to grow 6. So in 9 weeks, they grew 11 average. Out of the 21, 19 out of the 21 met or exceeded their map goal. So we had great results.
Me understand what I'm supposed to be doing in my real class. And on my math test, I grew up 20 points for English, and I'm really excited about that. I really thought like math wasn't my thing. It was like really boring kind of, but then when we started doing games with math, it was like easier to understand and it was really fun.
And so these students were chosen to be in our program. They are in the bottom 20 to 30% in our math. They're not IEP students because they're getting a math lab intervention. So again, it was just during that ELT time. Thank you.
I'm going to make my part really brief, not because there's a game, but because I have 3 little boys at home that my wife wants me to help put to bed. So I'm going to make my part quick. But my name is Brad Hillman. I have the opportunity to run our Pbis program at West Jackson Middle. And so I just want to highlight 2 primary things that we do. The first thing is we have made a year-long competition out of Pbis, a healthy competition in which we divided our school into 4 house colors. And so 8th, 7th, and 6th grade, they're all divided into different house colors. And then what we've done is we've said we have 5 primary expectations that we want you guys to meet. And the first one is academics. We want 0 missing assignments. And so we set that because we didn't want to make it a grade, because there are certain students that will work their tails off, and a C or a B is the best thing they can do. And so we said no missing assignments. The second thing that we did is we said attendance. We want 3 or fewer unexcused absences. Then we said behavior-wise, we want 0 behavioral discipline referrals. For extracurricular activities, we said either participate in or support one of those events each month. And then the 5th one that we expect is we have Pbis points, which we have an app that we use, and we're saying, hey, we expect you guys to get this amount of points each month. And so what we've done with that is that's afforded us 2 things. The first thing it's done is given us the opportunity to actually reward and incentivize teachers and students. And so you'll see in just a minute some of the pictures of the things that we've been able to do. For instance, the competition that we ran in the month of August, the winning house got to play in the student-faculty flag football game. Just to clarify, faculty did go 3-0. I had nothing to do with it, but it was fun. And so then, in addition to them being able to participate in those events, the second thing it's done is given us a lot of data. And so that data has afforded us the opportunity to make informed decisions. So I can say one of the cool things we've seen is academic-wise, 96% of, not academics, attendance, 96% of our students have met that expectation. Behavior-wise, 97% of our students have met 0 discipline referrals in the month, which is awesome. And so what that's allowed us to do is we've said, hey, we really don't have an attendance problem, and we really don't have a behavioral problem. But what we noticed is we had a higher percentage that we wanted of missing assignments. And so we've looked at that and we said, okay, now that we see this is our issue, although I will say compared to a lot of other counties, we're doing fantastic, that is the one thing that we need to focus on. And so that's been what we've done. We've taken that data. We've had a lot of fun with the kids. They've had opportunities they wouldn't have outside of doing this competition, but then it's also afforded us as teachers and faculty to say, hey, what can we do with the data that we've been given? And so we're taking that data for the missing assignments, and we're saying, hey, let's specifically focus on that for the rest of the semester. So thank you, guys.
last slide has a video. The last slide. Well, not one more. One more. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Alan Nagaki, and I'm so glad we have Pbis because it's a great reward system for things such as a flag football game and pet run.
And one more slide.
One more slide. Sorry, I should use a Google slide. Thank you. We appreciate all of you.
Oh, yeah. We'll just leave that one up there, Dr. Conway. That was pretty good. I like that one. It's not as precious as the kids. So I just want to say on behalf of the board and really myself as well, thank you very much to these teacher leaders for coming out. Mr. Hillman, Ms. McMenemy, thank you for being here. Bye. Be safe in your travels. And to Dr. Conway, thank you for your leadership at West Middle. We know this board has spent a lot of time in conversation about providing relief for some of the crowding, and you continue to do the good work, even with close to 1,400 students in that building. So we're very grateful for the leadership and the great things that are happening with the students there. And Dr. Warwick's back there, I want to say thank you. This Georgia Numeracy Project, it really is, that's profound growth. That's exciting. So. All right, the next items that we have for highlight is always an exciting time. The Jefferson Rotary for many years has sponsored a student and a teacher for each month. And this month we have two students and two families here to be recognized and wonderful teachers. So I'm going to start with Miss Melissa Gillespie. If you will come forward and introduce our student and our teacher of the month. And thank you for being here. Mr. Wester was not able to be here, so we appreciate you standing in.
Thank you very much. And I'm not going to go as fast because I want to take the time to share all the accolades of this young scholar. He is 100% accountable to himself and our school, so I'm going to be 100% accountable to all of his accomplishments this year. So I have the honor of introducing Michael Howard. He is the Jackson County High School Rotary Student of the Month. His parents are here with us. You might know them. They are Scott and Dr. April Howard. And his most influential teacher he has selected is Dr. Shannon Lawrence. So does Michael need to come up here? Yeah, that's what I thought. Come on up. And maybe the parents might want to come. No, Dr. Lawrence. So as he's coming up here, Michael has quite the academic course load this semester. Just to kind of walk you through some of the things that he is taking. He is in animal production and animal science. In addition, he has a full course load of IB classes, International Baccalaureate classes. If you don't know what those are, he's got IB Applications and Interpretation, IB Spanish, IB English Lang Lit, Theory of Knowledge, IB Chemistry, IB History of the Americas. And before he even entered that program, he took quite a few AP classes with us. AP English Language, AP World History, and AP Human Geography. So that's a little bit about his academic background. He's also very active in our school. He participates in a variety of different sports and activities around campus. So he is on our mountain biking team, which is pretty cool that we have a mountain biking team. And I think you helped make the trail for his CAS project at our school. He is vice president of the FFA. He is treasurer of our National Honor Society. He sits on our Bader Club. He is the senior vice president of our student council. He is on our Jackson student leadership team. He was on our personal finance challenge team, and they were actually the state champions in 2020, and Michael got to participate in that. He was on our academic team his 9th and 10th grade year, and I think they made 2 appearances on WSB TV High Q station, the channel, and he is one of our International Baccalaureate Diploma Program candidates, and he will be part of our first cohort to graduate, and we're very proud of all of his accomplishments. He also has a lot of honors and awards that we would like to share with you. He is a National Merit Scholarship Commended student, which is very difficult to get that recognition. He is a UGA Georgia Certificate of Merit recipient. He is in the top 10% of our class. He has an academic letter. He has a varsity letter in mountain biking for 3 years. He is our area winner for the FFA extemporaneous speaking. That's a fun word to say. And he got second place in our state FFA agri-science fair. So I think you can see he's a well-rounded student. Definitely well-rounded. His college plans, y'all are going to like this. He's going to attend UGA, go Dogs, and major in agricultural and applied economics. And his future plans are to become a corporate attorney in the agricultural sector. So that's a little bit about Mr. Michael Howard.
Thank you, Ms. Gillespie, and I just wanted to take this moment to highlight my most influential teacher, Dr. Lawrence. Dr. Lawrence had an influence in my life in 2 different ways. In the way in which he develops not only my, but also many other students' careers. He helps us find our passion and then gives us a good plan to turn that into a formidable career. But he also is a wonderful role model for his character and his integrity. It seems like everything that Dr. Lawrence does is in service to others, and he's a great role model, so I just want to thank him.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Gillespie. Congratulations, Dr. Lawrence and Michael Howard. I appreciate you being here, and his other parent is here. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Daddy. And we are ecstatic to introduce Mr. Tyler Crow and the one and only Miss Melanie Lawhorn, and 2 outstanding individuals. So I'll turn it over to Miss Palmer. Thank you.
And congratulations, Michael and Dr. Lawrence. We miss having Dr. Lawrence on our campus. Fine individual there. I do have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Tyler Crow, the East Jackson High School Rotary Student of the Month. I believe he has a bunch of people here to support him tonight. Dad Kevin and Mom Kimberly and girlfriend Logan, who's also one of our East Jackson High School students. And even Logan's mom came. So, I mean, when the girlfriend's mom comes to support the kids, you know you got quality right here, right? And sisters and stepmom. So wave everybody so they can see you supporting this wonderful young man. All right. The current courses that this young man is taking include video broadcasting. He's in the 3rd level of that course and will earn industry certification in video broadcasting. And he will share with you in a little bit about his future plans, which kind of tie to that course that he's been taking. He's a work-based learning student. He's taken a couple of PE classes, some lifetime sports, and some weight training because he is one of our student athletes. He's a 3-sport athlete. He's in honors pre-cal, advanced composition, and journalism, which again also ties to his future career. He's very active in his church, where he performs community service in helping with the elderly and such tasks as lawn maintenance and house maintenance, and helping feed the homeless. And you know, at East Jackson, we stress that every month how important it is to us that we groom students who are active in the community and giving back to the community, and he's certainly an example of that. As I mentioned, he is a 3-sport athlete. He was the quarterback of our football team this year, and even though he has played football for 4 years, it was not the initial plan that he be the quarterback. Right, Tyler? That's right. Okay. But we had some things happen, and he stepped up and was quite the leader with our football program. He has been a member of our wrestling team all 3 years and is currently going through the process of competing at state, right? Okay. And has also participated in track and in soccer. He was the 2019 Freshman Wrestler of the Year. He was named to the All-Region football team and played on the FCA All-Star football game. And he is one of our candidates for Mr. EJCHS, which will be named in just a few weeks. In addition to all those things, I'm going to share a few things that he didn't know I was going to share about him. Okay. One of those things is one of my greatest memories of Tyler will be that every year our Beta Club has a kickball tournament where the kids play against the teachers. Now, although he is quite the athlete, that is not the job that he took this last go-round. He was our announcer of the game. Hilarious. And he's one of the few kids in our school that can probably poke fun of the teachers in the way that he did and actually get away with it. Okay. So
there is is another game this year.
Yes, y'all should come out. It's very entertaining for many reasons. This young man is one of those. Tyler is also just a student leader. And, you know, some kids are student leaders and they pad their college applications and their resumes and they're very methodical about it. He's just a student leader because that's who he is. I don't think he tries very hard, but that is the person he is. There are times as a principal when I hear little rumblings about things that are going on at school, and I know who my go-to people are, and he's one of my go-to people. I can call him in and say, you know, Tyler, what's going on? Can we work together on this? Can we bridge that gap between adults and teenagers? And he does exactly that. He also announced for us, I believe it was Dancing with the Teachers, is that right? Yes, which is another annual event that we have at our school. And the thing that I think I'm most proud of with him is that he is the same person no matter where you see him. It doesn't matter if he's engaging with adults or if he's engaging with his peers. He is just an all-around wonderful student, and he is going to do this community incredibly proud in the years to come. Now, I'm going to be quiet and turn it over to Tyler and let him tell you a little bit about his future plans and about this lady that he selected as his most influential teacher.
Well, thank you, Miss Palmer. Good evening, guys. Like she said, I'm Tyler Crow, and I chose Miss Lawhorn as my most influential teacher. And we go all the way back to my 8th grade year when the first time we really met was I was wrestling at Oconee County. And she is also our yearbook leader, so she comes and takes pictures of us. And we met, and then I asked her that night if I could have the pictures, and she sent them to me or whatever. But then 9th grade year, I had her class, and
For the 7th period.
last period of the day, sent her home with a smile, ain't that right? Anyway, no, but that was a blessing to have her as my freshman year teacher. She's always been a leader in my life, and there's a couple things that stand out about her, and that that make her so influential in my life. And for starters, she just has a heart for God, and she always leads me in the right direction whenever I'm falling off the path, and she just is always there to pick me back up. And on her social media accounts, she'll post stuff about Jesus, and all her daily devotions she'll post, and I'll read them. She doesn't know that I read them, but I do. And she's very selfless. She puts everybody before herself. And if you ask anybody in our school, they'll tell you the same thing about her, that she just puts others first, and that's just an amazing quality that she has. Also, she taught me how to be a leader and not to care what people think about me, which is not to care what others think about anything, just be yourself. And that's taught me to be a leader in the things that I do, so I thank her for that. And I just thank God for putting her in my life for these 4 years, and she's just that school mom for me. And she's somebody that I think everybody needs in a high school. She's such an amazing person.
Now, tell them why I'm proud of what you're going to do in college, because you forgot.
I'm going to Truett McConnell University to wrestle and to major in journalism and a minor in youth ministry. So that's coming next year. Well, thank you guys. Go Eagles and go Dogs.
Congratulations, Tyler and Miss Lawhorn, very deserving, and we love that there's that kind of kinship and relationship among our students and teachers, and we appreciate our teachers for pouring into the kids for sure. So congratulations to everyone. The last item I have is to just a reminder that our Board of Education will have a called meeting for executive session only on Wednesday, and this will be the beginnings of their work with the superintendent search. That's just a reminder, so that is all the items that I have, sir.
Dr. Howard, thank you. We've entered that time in our meeting for public comment. We have received a request from Mr. Dwight Weir. He's requested to address the board. Mr. Weir, if you would come forward to the microphone and state your name and address for the record, please.
name is Dwight T. Ware. Address is 999 Will Height Road. I passed out 6 of my maps. Did I miss anybody that somebody needs one? Because I got one extra. Okay. The reason I did this is as a problem. I work over in Brazelton, so I drive, all the way to the other side of the county, and that's where I go to work. And the main issue is, as like East Jackson, it was built well. Y'all hit a grand slam with that school layout, entrances, exits. Unfortunately, the layout of the new high school itself, the layout is fine. One major, whoever signed off on it, made a boo-boo. The entrances and exits, as you will see, if you would look on your map there, Skelton Road, can't do really anything about that. That's going and coming. I think that's a state road, and also Highway 332. Many times I've had to use this route going and coming because of backups on 85 that I have to use because wrecks. I timed myself coming off Old Pendergrass Road. It took me 35 minutes to get back on 124. I spoke to the officer, the county sheriff's department. I spoke to one of the school officers there, and he says eventually it's going to something happen. He gets honked at, blowed at. There's only one officer there. I come up with this solution as a problem, and hopefully sometimes input is the way to go, is this. You see, I marked off the property lines of the school there. The road that I'm pointing at says 1 lane onto Highway 332. You could make a 1-lane road exit there, as in what East Jackson is, several exits to East Jackson. This could be like that. On the other side, Creek Nation Road, I know this is a property owner, and I put myself in the shoes of the property owner. If the county would came to me and asking me, and if it's a safety issue, and this is a part of a safety issue, I believe I would merit it and try to come up with a solution of trying to make a 1-lane exit road. As you can see, the way I marked it off, that way you take less land. 1 lane out, not a double lane coming and going, 1 lane out. That would be another way to exit the school. I've already been over to 2 high school football games over there. I timed it. It took me 25 minutes to get out. At East Jackson, 10 minutes. And I'm on the major highway. It's always, according to the map, Ronnie Cooper owns that land. It may be wrong, but that's what I found out. And be like me, if it was my land, if the county came to it, and for me, of asking, normally when you ask something kindly, gently, and with high respect, they will give you a little merit if it's a safety concern. The layout of the school is fine. It's just the entrance and exits needs improving bad. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. Here's the issue. Sometimes it's you would have, could have, should have, or ought to had, and it's almost, I know the land is almost landlocked by the way it is, because I know East Jackson has a whole lot more land, and it was more fixable. This here I know is landlocked bad. So this here's hopefully will be maybe in a way to fix the problem. I ask that you don't just take this under advisement, don't just study it, but maybe truly make use of it in some way, because I spent about 2 hours doing homework myself to come up with this as a solution.
Mr. Ware, you're about out of time, but I certainly would, if you wouldn't mind waiting a few minutes after the meeting, I would like to speak with you about this and share with you how we think we can get some of these traffic problems fixed. If you do have a minute or two after the meeting, or we could do it at some other time. Does that sound okay?
What time's the meeting gonna be over with? Raising me and my daughter are still down there at UGA, and we talk one another real well, and she knows when I'm home. You can't fool her.
I kind of got that impression. It'll just be a few minutes, but if not, I'll leave you my card and you can leave and we can talk a little bit later, if that works. But we've allotted 3 minutes of time, and this is an important item, and we don't want to make light of it. I experienced the traffic that you have mentioned today, experienced it a number of times. And so I would like to share with you some things that are happening, and then we can talk a little more about some of your other ideas. But I'll get with you right after the meeting. If you could just spare us a couple, 3 minutes, that's all we need. But if not, we'll do it some other time, okay?
I'll stay. I'll keep a watch on my time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly.
Thank you for coming. Did we have anyone online that wished to address the board? We'll close the period of public comment. Our next item on our agenda is our consent agenda items. I do want to take an opportunity to address item number 1 on the consent agenda. We've had some discussions since our work session on Thursday night, and I will share Mr. Holland and Mr. Johnson. We've spoken with staff and Dr. Howard, and we're under the understanding we're going to come back later in the summer as we progress with some of the design with the items to add back into the budget. So on a monthly basis, they're going to keep us updated as it progresses so that we can make the decisions that we need for the classrooms and the exterior improvements and things of that nature. So I wanted to share that with everyone, and I hope if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. I don't want to. This is an important item, so if you do have something, we can ask it. If not, we'll move on and ask for a motion on this consent agenda. Is everyone good with that? We did before the meeting, so we're good. All right. Do I have a motion on the consent agenda? So I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? So I have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the consent agenda as submitted? Aye. That's unanimous. That closes our meeting, and we appreciate everyone for their attendance tonight. Mr. Ware, I will talk to you now. We stand adjourned.